Well, hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
To be continued.
To be continued. What happened to Rojan wasn't a mishap, it was a happy act. Oh, there's no joy in what happened to me. Weirds.
Can we get some F's in chat?
Yeah, can we get some like major F's in chat for my fucking beard? No, so I had a little accident while trying to trim my beard today. I was only just trying to like trim along the side here to like shape everything, and like I got to here, my hand did that little twitch that I got, went nyeh. So no saving it.
OT?
Nope.
That's unfortunate.
I don't do only goatees. Oh, but I probably should have, because then I could just play it off the whole evil DM thing.
Yeah, you just have to go with the just go with the goatee and be like, no, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, now that I think of it, yeah, it could have been like the full on pointed goatee from like the old like bizarro Star Wars episodes. Rip. I could have done that for tonight and then just shaved it off tomorrow and started fresh. But yeah, so for probably about like a week or two, I'm going to be beardless, and then it should be back to normal. But aside from that, how are you guys?
Good. Sister just had a baby. So that's fun. I'm an auntie again. And that means no sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no sleep for who?
Me.
That was your own
I
decision.
barely slept because we didn't know when the baby was going to be born, and somehow my family found weirdly comfortable spots in the waiting room to fall asleep, and I just could not. So I was like, I'm just gonna watch Dark Crystal on my phone.
Good choice.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
Amen for technology.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
Oh my God. And Wi-Fi. I had to use up my data. So yeah, that's it.
I came home and slept.
Yeah, you.
I told her she could, but she didn't want to listen.
I wasn't leaving my sister.
See, I haven't even been at the hospital when my nieces and nephews been born.
Well,
That's always because they're either born while I'm working or while I'm sleeping.
Oh.
It's like I'll
That's
wake
why we
up and it's
stayed
like,
up.
oh, so and so went into labor. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for not waking me up. I hate hospitals anyway, so those are just they're just disease factories.
I think I creep out my husband when we go in there, and I'm just like, I just don't like the smell of hospitals. It's like, why? It smells like death.
Right? It's
Death is in the air.
it's far too sterile.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
Which is a strange thing to say when I'm in a maternity ward, but you know. Yeah. It smells like death.
I don't trust this 1d6 tonight. There we go.
Oh yeah, so you guys had a little fun time last time we were together.
It was a really long loading screen.
Oh, speaking of that, if you guys weren't here on Friday, we started episode 1 of our December one shot of Sonata, where HB Fox is DMing, and he gets to experience the murder hobo phone running out of battery shenanigans that I experience every Monday and Tuesday with you guys.
You're welcome.
He tried to murder the cat.
We were given a sound cue during the game, and we responded to it. I don't think that makes us murder hobos.
You were locked inside of a tavern, told there was a curfew, and then you broke out anyway.
I like to point
There
out
was
that
no breaking
like to
out.
And yet
point
you already told us you did a setup of some crazy weird shit's happening in town.
Not
so.
only did we break out of it, my character disassembled the lock, unlocked it, and reassembled it so they can just walk out the door.
Yep.
Hey,
Actually, You know,
if
Fox,
they actually go ahead.
I rescind that. You did not try to kill the cat. Groudon tried to kill my cat.
That's right, he did.
Yeah.
He really, really did.
Thunder
I was
Wave.
just playing
Thunder
the
Wave.
role of an innocent shambling mound, and you guys just
Yeah,
It was
like,
all
spread it
good
over.
until he knocked the thing on top of me.
Groudon decided to be Pikachu and just spam Thunder Wave like every round. So
Yeah.
so that
Now-
that is one thing that I do really enjoy about DMing, and I did this in the last campaign or last one shot that I DM'd to. All of the monsters that you're going to encounter are not just straight out of the book. All of them have some sort of unique or different property about them. Like that shambling mound, for instance, which could occupy the same space as
Yep.
another creature.
and the great thing about having your dice and everything is you can make that up.
Yep.
It's like you don't have to type that up into like roll 20 and hope whatever you decided you wanted your monster to be special with.
There is
happens.
one thing that I was a little surprised nobody said anything about. More surprised actually that Azarin didn't say anything about it. When I was giving a bit of backstory on the towers on the continent and how there's 14 of them, I mentioned that the legend says that there's 14 of them, one for each school of magic that was
Mhm.
known to the
Yeah,
Lyceum.
I was like,
There's only 8 known schools of magic.
Well, I mean, if you're a lame-o, you've got super, you got super evocation and super divination and stuff like that.
Super
I,
necromancy.
Yeah,
I
super
have a lot.
super necromancy, exactly.
I have a lot of lore written for this continent and specifically for the Lyceum and those extra schools of magic, which may not come up in this one shot, but
When you run
I'd like
your
to
game.
return to this campaign or this setting a few times at least.
So what I'm hearing is 2020 start of the campaign.
I don't know about campaign, but there'll certainly be more one shots.
Let's see. Looking at the calendar here, we can definitely start on the 3rd of January.
I have to finish building a house and get a new job. After that,
Okay, the
We'll see.
10th. I mean, it could definitely take like a weekend spot too.
we'll see.
Look, I can't be the only DM on this channel.
I'm pretty sure Raven has volunteered to
That's true.
DM a multi-year campaign.
I have 3 separate campaign ideas in a book. You don't want this.
Well, there you go. He wants to DM
There we
3
go.
campaigns for us.
3 campaigns at
There you
once,
go.
No.
all in the same night, back to back.
I mean, we'll
No.
have that, and then we'll also have Zoro DMing our Mass Effect game
Mhm.
for us.
But that's not until this ends,
Yeah.
which could be tonight. I mean, you
Could
never
be.
know.
Whoa!
Hey, look, I may have made some darkspawn since you're on the sea,
If Thea has her way,
because they've
the
never
world
said
will end
they've
tonight.
never said anything about what the blight does to the ocean.
No,
This
we
is
just
very
assumed it
true.
was okay just from what we've heard from Dragon Age 2, but then again we kind of went past that year really quickly, so we have no idea.
They've really kind of always just glazed over it and been like, yeah, it's fine. Moving on.
That's
It's
cruel.
like, what?
That's cruel.
You're not gonna be going over it. We don't need to make it.
This current blight has already kind of differentiated itself from all the other blights, being that it happened so soon. So this one may be affecting things in a different way. We don't know.
Well, happening so
It's true.
soon that the fact that it wasn't supposed to happen yet.
Also, that
That's the.
Then Jimmy had to screw everything up for us.
Oh yeah, it
Whoa.
was Jimmy's fault.
Hey, you know what?
Also, that the
Guy was
dragon is-
complicit in selling us to a necromancer.
True.
He deserved what he got.
Is dumb. But I
There you
don't
go.
blame him for it.
I rest my case.
But he was young and just following
Young,
orders
impressionable, and
blindly.
dumb? Sounds like a
Yeah.
teenager to me.
Yeah.
He was responsible for his own choices.
as is
Yeah.
Asthea.
I disagree.
Mhm. So, speaking of bad choices, who wants to give a rundown of what happened last time?
Does the dwarf that got tossed want to tell?
Oh God.
That was great.
Don't tell the elf.
Actually, the whole last episode's really easy. Just one thing happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that started with literally the red lyrium raining down upon the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, last game. The whole thing started with red lyrium raining down from the back of a dragon thrown by Darkspawn on the city. And we all decided to hightail it to the docks to get the heck out of Dodge before the city literally became ground zero. When we got to the boat, we encountered a ogre?
Mm-hmm.
Darkspawn ogre?
Darkspawn ogre.
And, everything was okay. Except for the fact that it can outrun basically everybody. Except for Valentha. And we were waiting on Astia, who decided to walk down the streets of... what is the name of this place? I can never remember. Denerim, doing lines of red lyrium off of the cracked crystals on the ground. Getting praised by the Darkspawn. Running
Sounds
into
accurate.
Jimmy. Undead 2.0. So really, Astia's the next messiah for the Darkspawn. And yeah, she originally was going to burn the boat down, then decided to try to take command of the boat, then tried to turn a cannon on the rest of us while we were fighting an ogre. I think we pretty much were saved by the hero Ferelden, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And to top the whole thing off, Ross decided to bully an ogre around in little circles the entire time until the ogre got fed up with it, picked up the very, very unfortunate little dwarf, Magnus, and used him as a projectile on Ross.
The stunt points demanded I use them.
Magnus will remember this.
Don't forget about the part where Valentha shot me in the arm with an arrow first, and then decided to shoot another one at me, and
You sound like a victim.
destroyed my little amulet thing that
He did.
I was using to speak to my Lord and Savior.
Oh, good.
I see nothing wrong with any of what happened there.
Your Lord
Came
and
into my
Savior.
church and you broke my cross. How dare you?
Whoa.
Well, I mean, when your Lord and Savior is like, Dragon Jesus, who is literally raining red lyrium down upon a city.
As I said, and Astia
Literally.
was doing lines of red lyrium as she was walking down the street being praised by the Darkspawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, giving her high fives and everything.
Get the fuck.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I was perfectly safe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, no!
Now I'm just a crumpled, crying mess on the deck of the ship.
This is nothing new.
You're such a martyr.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
I think that covers all of it, though.
Yeah, because that was the entire episode was us trying not to get killed by this stupid ogre.
Somewhere in there, Magnus realized he couldn't outrun it and just gave up on that.
Thing would not die.
Yeah.
No, probably would have gone faster if Astia had not been trying to burn the boat down. But things happened. It's okay.
I didn't even get the chance. I set one foot on the deck of that ship, and then I got arrows shot at me.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Well,
it's I am danger in Astia's case.
I've seen those bloodshot eyes before. I've seen you do red lyrium lines many a
I mean,
time.
you're not wrong.
So when you just decide to not help and just walk on by with those bloodshot eyes and red powder on your nose, I was like, yep, something's going on.
I didn't even get the chance to pocket any of that lyrium.
Oh,
You
thank
were
God.
high as a kite.
Thea doing her best Rudolph impression with the red lyrium.
Merry Christmas.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're on a boat.
Yep.
We're on a boat.
So, as we pick up today, you've been out to sea for about half a day. And then as we open up, the sun has begun to shine upon a new day for you. The smoke from the fires of the destruction of Denerim, you can still see in the distance. Every now and then you hear what you can only assume is the dragon's bellowing roar carrying over the waves, making everybody either dive for cover or look to the sky to see if it's giving chase. But you never see a scale nor hide of this dragon, which begins to make people think that there's some sort of paranoia striking the boat. Even as you begin to rise for your first official day out to sea, some of the crew members that you pass below deck are murmuring things about sea curses and how the madness is already setting into the minds of some of the crew members. Others whispering about the rising darkness from below the depths. Others saying that there is hints of the blight already inside in some of the crew members. Everywhere you go on this ship, all you hear is panic and worry, which is not really something you want with the journey that you are undertaking at the moment, as you are going to be on this boat for quite some time. But as you make your way up to the top of the top deck, what are you all doing?
So I feel like Estia is probably still on the top deck rather than making her way up. And she's just like off to the side somewhere, sitting down, like leaning against the railing, her face kind of pressed against it. And she's like really pale looking. Her skin's kind of glossy, like gross glossy. Her lips are pale. Like she's been there since we first set sail.
So you stayed there the entire night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's been no real movement or anything from her. She hasn't really acknowledged the people around her. She hasn't said anything. She's just staring blankly out at the sea.
Yes, yeah. As you've been laying there, leaned up against the side of the ship, looking out at the sea, like every now and then, your hands grip the shattered pieces of the amulet. No longer can you feel the warmth or the comfort that you had from it before. Technically for this longest time since this journey began was your safety blanket has now been taken from you.
And that's very evident as well. That warmth and comfort that I guess maybe people didn't really see that on her before, but it's very clearly not there now. She's just like a shell.
Like that aura of confidence that she normally wears is no longer there.
Yeah.
And the rest
Good,
of you
maybe
see
we can get some shit done.
the rest of you see her leaning against there, and a couple crew members as they pass by kind of give her a wide berth. Kind of worried. And you hear one of them mentioning that she may have the blight. So to get the oil and fire ready just in case they have to cleanse it.
No, yeah, she totally has the blight. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah. Can concur. I want to know where our fucking Mabari are.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Where are they?
I'm investigating. I want to know where they are.
Answer is DM killed them off.
I swear to God.
No, because you had your Mabari with you when you made it. You were on the ship. If you remember,
Did we?
yeah, because you had Saran and everything with you. Remember?
No, I was going to look for our dogs.
Oh,
and you were
that's
just
right.
Like,
You never had them. That's right.
No.
No, they
Yeah, 'cause
were
But it can-
taken to the kennels or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we
And-
went to the castle.
We had never gotten them back.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you stopped us from doing all of our errands that we were on our way to do at the beginning of at the end of 2 sessions ago. And you're like, yeah, you got to go to the ships.
I didn't even
Yeah.
want to leave my dog behind.
To be fair, I think it was the ogre that stopped us.
Yeah.
The ogre definitely put a damper on the, hey, we're going to go back and get the Mabari. Suddenly, ogre.
Ogre dog catcher. Yeah. So how are you going about investigating the ship for the dogs?
I am talking to. I'm going to talk to Linus and the captain if I can friggin' see the captain.
Linus nor the captain are anywhere to be found.
I am going to check the captain's quarters, which I'm assuming is probably going to be locked.
Mhm.
Which is why I'm
And-
going to check it.
As you go up to the captain's quarters of the ship, there is a rather large looking human standing there. Two-handed what it looks to be scimitar strapped across his back. And he just kind of like raises a hand and just shakes his head. Sorry, miss. Captain's still asleep.
Where is the hero of Ferelden?
Couldn't tell you.
Is he in there with her?
No.
Where are his quarters then?
Same as everyone else. Down below.
He's not down there. Have you seen him?
Not today.
She's just going to be exacerbated and just keep going around going like, where the hell is the hero? And I'm going to try to find him myself.
All right, go ahead and give me a search roll.
What are my stats? Okay. Oh, come on. Well, technically I got stunt points, but it's not that high. 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
Yeah.
Try as you might, you don't find him anywhere on the ship.
Can I find a hidden compartment anywhere?
A hidden compartment?
That be like a place that a person could fit into, like a hidden cargo hold.
Not with a 12. You search up and down the ship, even considering that he'd be maybe hiding in some barrels. But everywhere you look, he doesn't seem to be at the moment.
I'm gonna go up to some people, be like, has anyone seen any Mabari?
One of the younger deckhands kind of looks at you. You mean them muscular, smart dogs?
Yes.
I've seen a couple back in the city.
None aboard the ship?
No, we don't take dogs on the ship. It's kind of rude.
This whole situation's rude. DM. Being extremely pissed off. She's going back to her room. She's very, you can tell she's pissed.
What about Magnus and Ross seeing Volantha stomp about the ship yelling at people?
Well, considering I can probably hear what she's yelling about.
Yeah, I'm not being quiet.
I'm going to go on my own little hunt for the hero for Eldon.
Okay. You can go ahead and give me a search roll as well.
Search is off of...
Perception.
Okay. 7, 8, 9... 10.
Much like Volantha, try as you might and search where you will, you can't find any sign of the hero anywhere on the ship.
Well, I'm going to then go wait above deck, keeping A, an eye on Esthea, B, waiting for the captain to show her face.
All right. Ross, what about you?
I guess I will look as well. And if this fails, I will spend my time staying clear of both Esthea and Volantha. All right. A 5, a 1, and a 6. So
12.
12 plus 4, 16.
16. You begin to wander about the ship, noticing that both Magnus and Volantha have torn the underside of the ship apart looking for the hero. So you begin to work your way topside. And you find him the very tip of the bow of the ship, leaning against some railing, watching the boat just begin to slice through the oceans. A piece of wood in his hand just whittling away.
So when I see him, I'm just going to think to myself, man, they didn't look here.
Well, what you assume may have thrown them off guard is he isn't in his Grey Warden armor.
Yeah.
He is just in basic, what you may consider sea attire. You know, being on the high seas, you don't want to be in heavy armor if you fall overboard.
That is very true.
That's probably a hint for Magnus too.
Yeah.
He's just in some khakis and sandals. Yeah, a Hawaiian shirt. He's got a coconut in his hand. He's just,
little umbrella.
Sunglasses.
just vacation DLC hero of Ferelden.
Hey, they did it in Mass Effect. Why not Dragon Age?
The Love Boat hero of Ferelden set. There you go.
Yes. I'll walk up to him and clap him on the shoulder. Volantha is looking for you. She seems pretty upset about her dog.
Her dog?
Yeah, they had some Mabari, and I think they got left back in the city.
You know, I remember hearing something about that at the capital. Well, not the capital, the castle. Why didn't they grab their dogs?
Well, we were getting ready to come down to the docks, and then delirium, and then running and panic and ogre.
I see. Well, I can most definitely ask the quartermaster if they may happen to have the Mabari in the cargo hold. Is that all she wanted to talk to me about? The
I
city
think
was
so.
literally just destroyed, and we barely escaped with our lives intact, and all she wanted to talk to me about was her Mabari.
I mean, she didn't tell me what she wanted to talk to you about, but that's what she's running around the ship yelling about.
I see.
And about all that, how are you doing with that?
Excuse me, I have a text.
Yes. Take your time.
He kind of shrugs. Honestly, it doesn't surprise me anymore. With the events that have happened in the past couple years, it's like almost as if our world is just on a direct path to destruction in one way or another. And now, when the world needs us the most, my brothers and sisters have either gone into hiding due to shame, or if they've exiled themselves to the deep roads.
Yeah, so excuse me for my ignorance in this, but why are they hiding in shame?
They were corrupted a couple years back.
By what?
Not by what, by whom. I don't really know what to call him. An ultimate darkspawn, a wannabe god, whatever it was. He went by the name of Corypheus. And, well, one way or another, his corruption seeped into even the Great Wardens.
So you're telling me because of one shitty leader and one era of improperly placed faith, the entire order is shamed?
It would appear so.
Seems a bit much.
It does, but Grey Wardens are not gods themselves. They are just people. Easily corrupted just like anyone else.
That was kind of my point.
Not many people hold that regard, though. Some seem to hold us in a higher regard, and it made us fall harder from their good graces.
Hmm.
The so-called heroes that are supposed to arise to put a stop to the blight when it comes forth, corrupted by a darkspawn or god or whatever he was. You can see why people may have lost faith in us. How can we defend them from something that's easily manipulated us?
Well, from what I've seen of most of the darkspawn, anyways, they're unintelligible brutes.
Those are just the basic shock troops and foot soldiers.
Yeah. Well, my point being, when something more becomes corruption themselves, and they know how to play the politics and put themselves in a place of power, people have to choose sides, and sometimes people choose the wrong one.
Indeed, they do.
But that does not make.
Speaking of corruption, is that one okay? As he points
She's
over,
never been okay.
as he points over to Astia, who's like pretty much just like rocking at the moment again, like just sitting down, rocking, like her back kind of hitting the sideboard of the ship. She hasn't really been the same since we've set sail. She easily seasick.
I honestly do not know if she is seasick, but I think she's just sick.
You may want to take her under deck, or below deck, I should say. Some of the crew are beginning to worry that she may have the blight. Unless they see of whatever that is, probably would be for the best when it comes to her health. Lest you want her thrown overboard or lit on fire to be purified.
Struggling really hard with that right now. I'll let the others know and they can decide. Honestly, I don't give two shits.
Just saying, somebody better give two shits soon, or you may be down a mage.
Yeah, well, by my recollection, that's two fights she walked away from.
What do you mean she walked away from it?
We were fighting that ogre. She walked right past it. Didn't do a damn thing.
That's strange. I assumed that her magical prowess would have helped you in such a battle. She didn't strike me
It
as...
probably would have.
She doesn't
but she
strike me
doesn't
as
do
one
anything and then expects us to jump at everything she says.
She doesn't strike me as one who would be, well, a coward.
No, she wouldn't give that air off, would she? She certainly wouldn't want anyone to perceive her that way.
Yes, well, it's best if we take her below deck for now. And he kind of begins to walk towards Esthea. And then when he gets down, he kind of kneels down in front of her so he's eye level. Not the seafaring type.
She looks at him, but it's hard to tell if there's even really anything there.
He just looks at you and he looks back at Ross. Are you seasick?
Am I what?
Seasick. It's a sailor's term for you kind of get queasy, maybe sometimes vomit overboard because your body isn't used to the rocking of the waves.
No, I'm fine.
Dear, you do not look fine. You look as if death is slowly embracing you.
Well, it's embracing all of us, isn't it?
No, but I mean, it's more of a bear hug for you right now.
A little comfort in this cold place, I suppose.
We do have rooms available below deck.
I'm fine.
You know, does he kind of like hold his hand? I was like, you need to come with me. The crew has already started concerns that you may have the blight. There's talk about getting rid of you if you do not show improvements.
I said, I am fine. You can relay that to your crew.
Sailors are not ones to listen to reason. They are very superstitious, especially in times of a blight. It would be smart to get you out of sight for now.
It would be smart for them to stay in their place.
Well, they are in their place.
Then they can leave me in mine.
He kind of looks up to Ross. You want to help me here? I take one side, you take the other.
I'll grab her by the collar, the back of the collar, and hoist her up one-handed.
As soon as she
Start
feels
moving.
you kind of going for her, she'll pull back and jump to her feet, turn to look straight at you. Don't touch me, you brute.
Good, you can walk. Now please follow me.
Leave me be. I am fine where I am.
Not until you're under deck.
If your
It's for
crew
your
has
safety.
a problem with it, they can come see me directly.
If the crew has a problem with it and they come and see you, it's gonna turn violent. And
that would be their mistake, wouldn't it?
Yes, because you would promptly be thrown overboard or killed. And seeing as how, if I am told, what I've been told is correct, out of everyone, we need to make sure you get to Deventer safely.
I will not be placed in a stagnant cabin of this ship.
Well, that's all we have is stagnant cabins.
I have said what I needed to say, and I will not move. I am fine above deck. If your crew has an issue with it, they can keep it to themselves.
And I think at this time, everyone else can hear the argument, like the growing volume of Esthea's voice as she's arguing with both Ross and Linus.
You know, I was hoping she'd go at least 24 hours. It's too much to ask, I suppose.
Ross right now probably looks like a dire panther ready to strike.
Should we help them throw her overboard? You're muted. Oh, that
Rather
Raven.
not
There we
throw her
go.
overboard if we don't have to. I'm sure there's other ways.
Well, we know how fond she is at being gagged. It's quite a fetish for her, I'm sure.
I'd rather not ponder that.
I'm not going to lie. I have no patience with her right now.
I mean, we could always just seal her in a barrel and put her in the hold.
She is one of which I do not like walking on eggshells around. We try to do something to help her and it turns violent. We do something to try to help the good of everybody else, it turns violent. No matter
I'm
what
so
we
looking
do.
forward to going to Deventer, full of more people with that mentality.
Yeah, between her kind and just the love towards my kind, I'm just ecstatic going to this wonderful place of paradise, I'm sure. Do you want to just knock her out? We'll put her in the prettiest room, and by the prettiest, I mean the one that has the less stench.
I mean, that is an option.
Well, by
However,
less stench, I do mean more stench. Like, let's put fish in there, like old fish.
so in a barrel in the hold.
Oh, that is what you suggested before. Okay, yeah. No, I like that idea. I really am tired of this stress, though, Magnus.
Oh, I think that is all of our mentality on this at this point.
I'm just trying, as much as it doesn't look like I'm doing it, but I am just trying to get by with my own life. And with this setback, I really am wanting to end this blight. She's just not making it any easier, nor is anything happening to us making it easier. Not that I expected it to be, but she's not helping at all.
You're implying she was at one point.
At one point, I actually thought we were on the same page, and then we do one thing for the good of all of us, including herself, and she took it as an attack. And she's had the lyrium up her arse ever since about it.
Ground, thank you for that 21 month resub.
She thinks everyone's out to get her, not that her attitude's helping, but when we're genuinely trying to help her, she takes it as an attack.
True. In all this, Magnus is kind of going to one moment and wander to wherever his room is and ditch the heavy armor.
Good point. Or good idea, I should say.
I don't feel like going overboard in full plate today.
Yeah, because I won't be able to.
No one will. All right.
We have to go topside, don't we?
We do. Magnus picks up his axe and slings it over his shoulder.
All right. I will follow. I already had my bow on me, so I'm following.
So
While this has been going on,
okay.
Asthea,
What?
get below deck, find some quarters, or I will force you to.
Why should I get below deck? Because my presence makes the crew uncomfortable?
I don't give two shits what you think about
And that is
anything.
the problem.
And
That has always been the problem in this group.
as Thea's voice begins to get louder and louder, all of you begin to realize that the sound of the sea and the air around the boat has gone silent. And then all of a sudden the boat jerks as something, it feels like something hit it. Yells of surprise coming from crew members that were standing on top of the sail rigging or in the crow's nest as they fly overboard. But instead of hearing the splash that normally happens, you hear a sixth thunk. It's almost like they're landing in some very thick goop. And then what sounds to be the crunching of bones.
Can't go 24 hours.
And when you look,
We are the worst.
And when you look overboard, you just see like this black oil mass floating alongside the next to the siren's call. Some of it slowly sliding up the side of the ship. The mass itself beginning to bubble and darken with the blood of those who have fallen inside of it.
Are we up topside at this point?
Yeah, you're up top. You get up topside right as the boat is rocked and everyone falls overboard. Or those who fell overboard have already hit the ocean.
What's this going on?
One day. One bloody day.
Right. What's happening? Lias, what's going on? What did we miss?
And you see Linus is already Linus has walked over and he's grabbed his sword that was leaning up against the mast, and he kind of looks at you. You could see the confusion in his eyes, like, I have no idea, but whatever it is not good.
It never is it?
And then you kind of hear this noise as like something is being shot out of a tube. As things begin to rocket up past the ship with a very wet thud, I should say a thirk. We're making comic book noises now. You see these like very like the same black liquid that is on the side of the ship. These bodies that are covered in this liquid begin to like fall onto the deck and then like slowly but surely begin to shamble up. You can see like the parts of their skin have been peeled off, bones like fractured up out of the skin, burn marks all over them, as almost as like some sort of acid had been applied to them. But those who have seen it before it's almost as if they're in the advanced stages of blight.
Great. It's just great.
And the final one that's thrown onto the board, onto the deck itself, is a literal darkspawn. Dressed in these tattered, like navy-like robes.
Are they being shot from the water or like from okay?
No, but as they're clearing the water, it sounds like they're exiting, like they're being like jettisoned out some sort of like airtight tube.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I can actually take us to a map for this one.
Yay!
So,
we're on a boat.
You're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
This little thing right here is the black mass that has attached itself to the ship.
Oh, great.
And is kind of like now preventing it from moving.
Scrape it off.
Both Estia and Raskin see that the tendrils are beginning to like slowly but surely creep up the side of the boat, ever so closer to the railing. Every now and then it gives the boat another shake, hoping to loosen a couple more crew members off of it.
Fun.
And we are going to go ahead and take our first break there for the night before we get into combat.
Ugh. Okay.
Suddenly remember that I don't have my rock armor up at the moment.
Nor does someone else have their armor on.
I don't want my armor on.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Do not blame you.
That's not good for me.
Light
Yeah.
armor for the win.
Does someone have a ruler or something just to, like, so we can peel and scrape this side off? Just scrape it off. Like some toe jam, you know? Just kind of.
But this is where we're going to take our first break for the night, guys. So give us about 5 minutes. We're going to get up, stretch our legs, get some of the drink and all that fun stuff. And we will be right back. All right, we are back. So what I need from everyone here to do is to go ahead and give me your initiative rolls.
I'm sad there was no Wilhelm scream soundboard when people were getting thrown overboard.
You expect me to have a soundboard ready? I had the fullest intention of having a robot sound, like a robotic voice synthesizer for Forge, and I never got around to it.
Oh, 633, that's 12, 13, 14.
I would love to do something like that for like Mass Effect because of all the alien voices and stuff like that. That'd be so cool to have like a soundboard for all that.
I'm gonna need to get a synthesizer for that when we play, so I can sound like a Krogan.
Yeah, right.
Mass Effect Klingons. That's all they are.
Yep. Oh, that's totally what they are. I mean, if we were playing a Star Trek game, I'd play a Klingon.
There you go.
I would play the white face race with the white hair and the markings. It'd be really cool.
That doesn't sound like a Klingon. You're wrong.
It's not.
If we ever
It's
do
whatever
that,
the third movie was.
Movies.
we should
the
all
third
just be
movie.
Ferengi.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
I don't watch Star Trek.
Oh God. An entire Star Trek campaign of nothing but Ferengi, where it's just everybody wheeling and dealing and trying to screw over everyone else.
I feel like I could play a pretty solid Ferengi.
Oh, I love Quark. Quark was my favorite
There you
character. Of what little I watched of Star Trek, I watched, what was it? Not Deep Space Nine. It was
DS9.
Next Generation.
No, DS9 is
It
Quark.
was okay
Yeah.
with what's his face? Patrick Stewart.
No,
No,
that's
that
next
that
gen.
was in
That's-
next.
yeah.
So
That
I
was
can
He's
see
in
how
Next
you-
Gen.
you
He's
may.
also in Next Gen.
He is in Next Generation, and he's also actually in the
Space Nine.
very first group of
he's
Ferengi that ever show up in Star Trek. Period. There's
Yes.
3 of them, and he plays one of them. But
It's
isn't-
him, his
isn't
brother, and
Quark.
his nephew.
Yeah, no, that's DS9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I've seen that one too. So like that's the only Star Trek I've ever seen aside from the newer movies. But it's like it was just one of the things I couldn't get into. I was preoccupied with like Farscape and Stargate and anything
Oh,
that rhymes
dude,
with
can we-
8.
See, I just watched all of
Battlestar Galactica.
Can we do a Farscape campaign?
Oh my god!
I don't
Okay.
know if you could. and
No,
how
no.
well it would
This is
work.
how you do Farscape, kinda, sorta. Starfinder.
You could do it as Starfinder, yeah.
You could
Do a
definitely do it as
Starfinder.
Starfinder. I mean,
Be the only way.
honestly, I wouldn't mind running a Starfinder campaign. I spent the money on the books.
I miss being my little telepathic techno. God, what was she? She was a nerd.
I can't remember her
Frick, I
name,
can't
but I'll
remember
be
what
the
it was.
blue chick with the white hair. She's
Blue
my
chick
favorite.
with the white hair.
I can't
Weed.
remember her name, but she was my favorite.
Oh, and Farscape.
Yeah, in Farscape.
Oh, the main chick.
No, the
Oh, she
main chick
wasn't-
was Claudia Black.
You're thinking of Zan.
Is that who it is? Oh God, we're going
No,
down memory
no.
lane now.
No. With white hair?
Yeah,
Kiana.
she was the quirky little one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Who was
Yeah, with really short hair and cat eyes.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember the dude's name, but he was pretty much the Klingon of the group.
Oh my God, he was my favorite.
The guy that he was just like, I'm just gonna kick the shit out of everything. He had the really
Yeah.
kick-ass looking sword and all that.
Why
Okay,
do I
she
feel
kinda had blue
Fox would
skin,
be
but she
the
always had white
short
skin.
Guy with the white eyebrows, the puppet.
Rigel.
Yeah, Rigel. Fox would be.
So I
Rigel.
was thinking of the main chick. It was just I thought she had white skin. I didn't realize it's kind of bluish.
I just finished watching Farscape within the past couple months, so it's still fresh
That's
again.
so funny.
Have you guys entered your?
No, we need
You,
initiatives.
you got to add us to the turn order.
Yeah,
You guys
you
were
did.
already in the turn order.
No, we're not.
Well,
on our
we're
screen.
not anymore.
I'm sitting here waiting, going, eventually.
On my end, it was showing you guys, so I'm just like,
Oh yeah, no.
Odo, that was his name.
Odo, was that the? See, I haven't seen it in
He was
so
the
long.
changeling,
The changeling from DS9,
security officer.
played by Renee Auberjonas, who just passed away yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
I liked.
He. I don't.
Wait, no,
remember, I don't think they announced what he
wasn't
died from, but he died old.
No, that wasn't Odo. That was somebody else.
Oh, in Farscape?
Mm-hmm. No,
Oh,
not Farscape, not Farscape. DS9.
Oh,
DS9,
well, Odo.
the security chief was Odo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No, he passed away yesterday,
you're right. You're right.
as
Yep.
well as the puppeteer for Big Bird.
Yep. Well, no, the voice of Big
Oh, it was the
Bird
voice.
and Oscar the Grouch.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Aw.
Dargo is who I'm talking about.
Our Dargo.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Which now that I look at it, is totally where they got gunblades from for Final Fantasy.
Oh.
The dude literally
yes.
has a sword blaster rifle.
Yeah, the one
Gunblade
part
man.
of the hilt pulls
Yep,
down,
And
and
it's a blaster. Yeah.
It's a gun.
I saw when I first saw that, I'm like, that is the coolest weapon ever. I want one.
Yeah, he
Screw
was one of my favorite
lightsabers.
characters too. He was one of my favorites.
Screw lightsabers. I want the blaster rifle sword.
How dare you, sir? Screw
Yeah.
lightsabers.
Screw lightsabers. They're boring.
I mean, Luke
They're
almost put his eye out with one within the first 30
Yep,
seconds.
They're flashing
I'm
light
just-
sticks.
Really glad we're finally starting to see vibro blades.
Like vibro anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
in
like they've
Mandalorian?
been-
Oh my
they've
god,
been,
yes.
talked about
I
for
still
generations.
I still need one. I still need an initiative roll from Valenta.
Oh, you know what? I didn't hit enter. That's why.
Also, we can totally do a Star Wars campaign, but I'm not being the DM. I'm gonna leave that up to somebody else.
I want to be a bounty hunter. I want to be a Mandalorian. Or smuggler. I love Zabrak. I want to be my Zabrak smuggler from Swoter. Yeah, I'm gonna be sassy as fuck.
Gaius had a really cool gunblade in Final Fantasy. Valenta, kick us off.
Oh boy. Okay. I have no idea what's happening. Which one is the one that looks like the one with the better clothing? The robes?
This is the only one that whose clothing appears to be different. The other three are the crew members that fell off into the water. So they're still wearing like their they're just their basic deck attire and everything, but it's been like kind of like either burned away or burned into their flesh. It looks like whatever they fell into was heavily acidic.
Oh, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Okay. Yeah, these poor bastards need to be put down. So there's a lot of things in the way. So I'm just gonna go ahead.
You said it was this one?
Yeah, that one it looks like a legitimate darkspawn though.
Okay.
Yeah, I yeah, you know, I'll just aim for this one that's by itself. I'm doing the animal tactic where I just kind of get the secluded one first. Okay, so yeah, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. Right, I got a lot of numbers. Here we go. Okay. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14 will hit.
Okay. No stump points. Oh, but that's almost max. 5. 13.
13
Fire
damage.
damage. 14 fire damage.
All right.
And yeah, there's no like second attack or anything like that. So, question. Oh shit, it's melee only. Damn it. Backstab is useless to me.
Yeah, it is.
It's only useful when I sneak up behind like a Thea.
That's the qualifier.
It is. It is. Okay, let me check something real quick because I don't check my abilities as often as I probably should. No, that's melee.
You know, you did pretty good when you busted out one of your blades. I'm just saying, you could do the same.
Yeah, everything else is already part of either my tactics or something else entirely. So, okay, yeah, no, that's it. That's all I can do. So I'm just gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake, just shoot. And make a note to not touch the black goo.
All right.
Black goo.
This one's gonna shamble on over to our good friend Asthea here.
I am nobody's good friend.
You don't let us in.
And it kind of leans in. It kind of like lowers its shoulder and just goes in for like into a slam, almost if it's trying to knock you overboard.
Please don't do that.
That is going to be 15
That hits.
with 5 stun points.
Oh God.
That could technically put you overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm imagining the railing on the ship only being like waist high.
About waist high, yeah.
Exactly a nice pivot point.
Let's see, combat stunts here. All right, so it is going to do lethal blow and skirmish. So lethal blow adds 2d6 to the attack.
How did you get lethal blow?
Got 5 stun points.
Does it cost less for it?
Huh? Oh no,
'Cause-
you're right. You're right. I was looking at it as a 4. All right, so it's going to do mighty blow. And then it's going to do mighty blow.
Remember, you can stack multiple hits of skirmish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to do mighty blow, knock prone, and skirmish. So, Estia, that's going to be 12 points of damage as it slams into you. And it kind of like, as it hits you, it kind of knocks you up off of your feet. And you go flying back 1 square as you kind of hit the railing and then flip over it.
And all I wanted to do today was sit here and cry, but nobody could let me do that.
This would have happened without. In fact, if you had gone downstairs when we said to.
Could have
Once again, we were trying to do it to help her. Look what happened.
Ross.
Is she completely over?
Oh, you saw her get like knocked up off of her feet, going flying towards the railing, hit the railing, and then flip overboard.
Is there
Pretty much hockey checked her.
basically? Is there anything I can do about that?
I would say you're close enough if you want to try to make like rush over and make a grab, since you're so close to her and pretty much like you're right next after that initiative. So if you want to try to make a save, I would say you could.
Against my better judgment. Also, where is the hero in all this?
Good point. I forgot him.
Because he was like right with us, right?
Yeah, he was right with you.
He just pieced out below deck. It's fine.
Well, you did say he was by
Peace.
the mast, so he could be by the mast, I guess. Wherever. I don't even know where the mast is on here. Oh, right there.
Yep, so right there. Oh, let me give him his turn here. 5, 7, 9. All right. There we go. But yes, Ross, what would you like to do?
So what do you need from me?
Depends on what you're going to try to do. Are you rushing over trying to grab like anything of Estia that you can to keep her from falling overboard?
Grab whatever is flailing about in reach.
All right. Let's go ahead and make that a dexterity roll. Let's see. Acrobatics if you have it.
All right. This may or may not do it. I have 6 skill points if it does, though. 2, 2, and a 6.
Plus your dex?
Plus 4, so that's 14 total.
All right, so you're able to rush over and you reach and you're able to grab the back, like the tail of Estia's coat. And as you flip over, you can see like just like this large black bubbling mass of goo right next to the ship. The tendrils clawing into it now as you begin to hearing like a hiss in the wood. And as you begin to fall, you can see some of the tendrils begin to reach up out of the center of the goo, like reaching for you greedily, but your fall is instantly halted as Ross grabs a hold of your the tail of your long coat.
Okay. Would it take another attack or action in order to try to swing her up on board?
I would just need a strength roll.
Okay, because I'm trying to think of what to do with my 6 skill points.
There are no stunt points for that because you were able to grab her.
Okay. Okay, that's a 6, a 3, and a 4, so 13 off the dice. Strength is plus 2, 15 total.
All right, and you're able to just, with a little bit of a momentum, just swing her up and over back onto the deck of the ship.
All right, well, if I don't have any stunt points, then I guess that's all I can do.
All righty. Magnus.
I'll just kind of glare at Esthea. Remember that.
Okay. Magnus can get there. And since we figured out that you can't do A and B at the same time, that is going to be ready the axe, and that's it.
All righty. What do we got? This gentleman. Oh, there's a wall there. So he's going to have to go around to get to you. Do that though.
Yes, he can. Remember, he moved. He can't attack.
Can you not attack if you move?
Nope, they're both major actions.
Really?
Yep.
Jeez.
No, sorry, minor. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
minor
say
is
we've
move.
been moving and attacking
you
this
guys-
entire
it's you
time.
can't- It's the you can't potion move, which means I should have attacked.
Yeah, so go ahead and make your attack before this happens. I was like,
I
wait a
was
second.
getting
We've been
confused.
doing this the
There we go.
entirely wrong way.
No, it was the potion attack thing. that you
Yeah,
can't do.
I was gonna say that's shitty,
It
man.
was the potion move
It
attack
was,
trick.
yeah, last session we discovered moving was a minor action instead of just like a separate movement
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Could've
It's
been
potion,
awful.
moving, attacking can't all be done at the same time. That would be 454, which is 8.
Oh yeah, you totally hit it. You don't even need to roll any. You don't even need to
with
total
4
that.
stunt points.
Oof.
So it's going to take 12, 16 plus that. It's going to take 20 damage. Base. Where are my stunt points these days? Stunt points? Stunt points, please. Where are you? There you are. You know what? We're going to use.
You kill it. I'm just gonna say you're killing it right now, just with the base damage.
Okay. Well, it can have. I'll dump it all into skirmish, which means it's going to take a 5 square move off the side of the boat.
It's gonna take a 5 square move off the side of the boat. So,
Yep.
Here.
In a backwardly direction.
So here.
It's got 10 yards of airtime on that.
Oh, okay. So it's like here when it happens.
Yes.
Okay, so as you hit it and you kind of throw it off the side of the boat, you kind of see a bubble for a moment, and then it just explode in a rain of like acidic gore. As the ropes on the side where it gets thrown over, you can see begin to burn away, like as it begins to eat away at it.
That's not good.
And now the gentleman behind you is going to make an attack because he did move.
Yep.
So let's see. Say 14 hit.
That one, yes.
Okay, and I rolled a 3, 6, and a 3, so he's got 3 stunt points. And he's going to do his damage. So that's going to be a total of 7 damage.
Okay.
And he's going to push you for 3.
Okay.
As you're pretty much going to go sailing off the side of the boat.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You're not in your armor, right?
Nope.
Okay.
That's
So-
below deck.
So I don't need you to roll strength rolls or anything like that to be able to, stay afloat because you're not in heavy plate.
Nope.
But
I have no armor on.
all of you just see like this ghoul with this ungodly strength just send Magnus flying off the side of the boat.
Although, just as a note, swimming is apparently a constitution check.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Which
fine.
you don't have, which if you're not armored or you're not wearing heavy armor, there is no penalty to.
Yeah, you don't want to know the penalty in heavy armor for doing
Mm-mm.
that. It ain't pretty.
No, I don't. I'm good not knowing that.
So this dark spawn, the actual dark spawn, is going to come over to Ross and say hi to him. Does a 13 hit you?
Nope.
Nope. All right. So it kind of like lashes its claws out at you and it just like scrapes across your chest, but doesn't really leave any lasting damage.
I'll play Dex Shield for a little bit.
All right. The hero is going to go over to the thing that just threw Ross, not Ross, but Magnus overboard. And he's going to go ahead and try to inflict some damage here. let's see, what is this? All right, he will actually hit. And he will do 7 points of damage to it. Asthea.
Well, for starters, I'm going to not stand here anymore. Let's see. Oh, that is not that. Okay. I'm going to move over here with my whopping 10 yards of movement.
All right.
And actually, you know what? No, I'm going to change my mind. I'm not going to move there. I'm going to stay right where I am. And I'm going to throw an arcane lance at this guy here.
All right. There's no penalties for point blank shots, right?
Not as far as I know. Didn't read anything about penalties on.
I'm just checking because like there are so many different game systems that are like some of them give penalties for point blank, others give bonuses.
Yeah, because I tried to do that. This was like a few sessions ago with doing a point blank arrow and see if there's like any penalties, and there was nothing on it. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I didn't read anything about penalties for point blank magic either, so I assume there's nothing.
Alrighty.
Okay, so that is a lot of high numbers. Let's see. That is 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Okay. And that will be 14 damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to use my minor action to stand firm. So if anyone tries to knock me prone again or use skirmish on me, it is an opposed check instead of it just straight up working.
Nice. All right. So the boats, I need to roll for it. Not the boat, but the thing. Alrighty. All right, so it kind of shakes the boat a bit, but nothing happens. You guys kind of rock a little bit, but that's it. Valenta.
Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby, rock the boat. First of all, there's like shit happening. What the hell is the crew doing?
Panicking is what the crew is doing.
Well, they're a shitty crew. They're just standing there going, ah!
No, they're not really standing there. They're trying to, there are those who are like trying to get the boat free any means that they can, but
okay, well, that's at least
there's very little most of them can do at the moment, as it's all on the helm to try to wrestle away from this thing.
So question then, where is the captain's quarters?
The captain's quarters are right here, the entrance to it anyway.
Awesome. Is the guy still standing in front of it?
No, he is not.
Oh, good. I am going to... Would I be allowed to... I have the movement for it. Go in, yell at the captain, come back out and attack? So I could just be using my movement?
No, because I think you're going in, you're gonna yell at her, and then you're gonna make an attack.
Yes. Use my movement to move back.
So you're just kicking the door in, yelling at her, and then attacking.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that. I'm gonna need a strength roll though for you to kick the door open.
I assume the door's locked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! And if I try to unlock it, then it's okay. Oh, okay, that's not bad. I also got stump point. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, my strength's not that bad. 14.
14. All right.
And I got 4 stump points, so I'm gonna use all of my. I'm just gonna use my full weight, just to try to help. break it even harder.
All right, so you throw yourself into the door and you feel it kind of nudge a bit, and there is noise of wood beginning to break, but the door holds its own.
Son of a bitch. All right, I'll still yell and be like, "Oh, Captain, get your arse up! The ship is being attacked!" And I'll run back and I'll to the same position I was before. I didn't move my icon. I apologize, but I'm moving right back to that position.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and I will shoot.
I don't think you can attack though, because you did try to break the door open.
Oh shit. Okay, that is fine. I'll still go back to where I was.
Okay. So you like ding dong ditch the captain.
I'm like, motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I want to get this ship moving. So okay, yeah, that's my turn then.
All right. Oh, we got the gentleman that was on Estia, who's kind of a little upset that it just caught an arcane lance.
I mean, it tried to push me overboard, so I think it deserved that.
All right. So this time around, I rolled a 6, a 6, and a 5. 5 being the dragon die, so another 5 stunt points.
This guy hates me.
And I think it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the mighty blow, the knock prone, and the skirmish off the side of the boat. So first off, let's do the damage. It's gonna be 10 damage.
Ouch.
And now we need to make the opposed checks.
Yes, so it will be his strength or might versus my choice of might or acrobatics, which they're both 0 for me, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Not great.
He got 11.
I got 9. So he is
All right.
successful in the knock prone and the skirmish.
And Estia goes, actually, Estia, can you give me a dex roll here? Because you're technically not off the side of the boat in this square. So I want to see if you're flying over the top or if you're lucky enough to hit the railing.
Well, people do say the number 7 is lucky. That's what I rolled.
Oof. Yep. So you kind of hit it, and this time just very slow. Like you hit it, and then you just slowly roll over the edge.
Ooh, this is not my day.
But this time, like you notice that from where you're at, it looks like you may still hit the ooze.
Yikes.
You wonder how the rail is looking. Yeah, right. That was him. Ross.
This is a test, isn't it, Rogen?
You know that animated gif of the guy like taking the deer out of the pool and it just jumping back in? That's all I'm thinking of right now.
This is a test, isn't it? You're testing me. Is there a chance of grabbing her?
Yes, there is.
Just tired of the railing after you're done.
14.
14. Well, why did I just roll 66? That's not what I wanted to roll.
I don't know. I can't, like, unless you rolled all ones. I don't think there's any way I could beat that.
This time you grab her by the ankle.
Strength check, I take it.
Just swing her back up. Yep.
All right. A 6, a 5, and 6.
Oh, you got her up.
Please give me stunt points.
If you could sell it to me. If
I'm
you
going to
use
swing
Esthea
her.
as a weapon.
I was gonna say throw
Oh
her
my
back
God.
into them.
I'm not a projectile. I'm not a dwarf.
Oh no, but that's just it. He doesn't have to throw you.
He could just swing you.
He can just swing you. He can literally hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
You are now my club. No, basically, here's what I'm envisioning. Darkspawn, shoulder check. Esthea, up in the air. Ross grabs, lets her swing, and then swings her back. And I want her, I'm going to use, if you allow it,
Okay.
for the stunt points, I'm going to use all my stunt points in a skirmish to throw her the hell over here.
Sure. So, Esthea, you flip over the edge, you begin to fall, and then your ankle is grabbed, and you just feel this momentum as you're just brought back up and just hurled across like the opposite side of the deck.
You know, not the most undignified thing that's happened to me in this group, surprisingly.
Magnus.
Magnus would like to not be a dwarf in water.
You fly over the edge and you hit water this round. And while there should be a splash, there's no noise made whatsoever.
Nope. 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 Magnus wants no part of this. Oh, God, what do you need from me?
I need if you're going to try to swim for the ship, I need a constitution focused swimming in order to swim.
Okay. 416. That's 11, 15, 14.
All right, you make it. So you're able
Is there
to
anything to climb up, though?
give me a perception roll.
454. 8, 13, 14.
One of the ropes off to the side here is seeming now like hanging there after being burned away from the ghoul's explosive acid that you threw over the previous round.
I'm okay. Can I get up that?
You can swim to it this round and then get up to it next.
Okay.
Or get up it next, I should say.
I'm good with that.
But being able to grab onto the rope, you will not need to make a swim check next round.
Okay. Oh, I am not okay with this.
All right. Ignoring the hero, funny enough, goes over to say hi to Valantha.
I'm in a corner. He can't push me over.
Does a 14 hit?
14 meets it.
All right. You're only going to take 7 points of damage. I didn't get any stunt points.
Oh my God.
The Darkspawn on Ross.
Oh wait.
13 hit?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So those 2 stunt points do not go off. The hero go up here and help Ross out.
As a free action, I would like to warn him that that one pointing at this guy is rather pushy.
All right, so he's going to do Mighty Blow. And that's going to kill it. But Ross and the hero are both going to take 3 points of acid damage.
All right. Is that reduced by armor at all?
Nope.
Okay.
It's piercing damage.
Okay.
The way it explodes and splashes it all over you kind of reminds you what has happened to people when you've like hit them with your daggers.
You mean the unexpected walking bomb?
Yeah. Because Ross still doesn't know how that happened. You're still under the impression that it's either your immense strength or there is something special about these daggers that cause people to explode when you kill them.
I'm not sure I paid enough money for that feature.
Astia.
Where on the ship is the door or hatch to go below deck?
Mhm.
There is a door here and a door here.
Okay. Gonna make a mental note of that. Take one step closer and then throw a lance at the guy that is on Valenta.
Okay.
That is 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Okay. He's going to take, ooh, not great. 10 magic damage.
Alrighty.
And you know what? I'll use the rest of my movement to go over here. Because I assume I saw Magnus go overboard.
You probably wouldn't have with the commotion that you were under.
Okay. Then I would not have moved over there. I will stay right there.
All right, let's see what this thing is going to do. All righty. Okay, so anybody who is at on a side of the ship, I'm going to need dexterity checks from you. So
Just straight
everybody,
dexterity?
everybody, a dexterity acrobatics roll.
I would like to point out that I would have liked to move several times.
But you were busy saving somebody.
I rolled a 14.
I got
18.
a 2, a 6, a 3.
Hold on. I'm going to go around in order. So, Ross, what did you get?
A 2, a 6, and 3 on the die, so that's 11 off the die plus 4 of my modifier, so 15 total.
All right, you keep your feet. All right.
Did it seriously knock off the dark spawn?
Yep. That's the
14.
14. Magnus, you're already off the side. It doesn't matter. Valenta?
I miscounted the first. I had 17.
Okay. And then the hero is going to go overboard.
No!
He rolled a 6.
Oh, shitballs.
Is he wearing his armor?
No, he is not.
No, that's right.
No, he's not.
He's in khakis and sandals.
Yep, khakis and sandals, but unfortunately his coconut drink has now spilled. Valenta.
Not the pina colada. Oh, God, not the pina colada. Is this one just kind of hanging overboard right now, or is it
no,
falling?
You've seen it kind of flip over the edge and it's going down towards the water.
Okay, I'm satisfied with this. I'm gonna go over the side here, and I'm going to look for Magnus, and then after seeing him, I'm just gonna be like, "Hold on!" and I'm going to try to help pull him up.
All right, give me a strength roll.
It's gonna go so well.
I know,
I have
right?
climbing if that makes any difference.
It's maybe.
You can add a +1.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13?
14 plus the 1, 14.
All right, you're able to pull Magnus up onto the deck.
Ah! Would it be possible for me to use up the rest of my movement just to move over here?
Sure.
since I know I did an action to pull him up.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna be like, "You okay? You're right. You're fine, Magnus." And
I
rush
hate
over.
Darkspawn. I hate water. I hate all of this.
I am right there with you. I hate the ocean.
Ross.
It's okay, buddy.
I'm about to Asthea the hero. Hopefully.
He probably does weigh a lot more than I do.
All right. No stunt points. Well, actually, you said Dex. This check doesn't do, but it's a 5, a 4, and a 6.
Okay.
So just count it all together.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's 19.
Yep. So you're able to grab him by the boot as he's falling.
And I'm going to try to pull him up.
Okay. I mean, that's strength roll.
And this
Since I'm here, can I assist?
this dark spawn.
He's off the
just
edge.
as I'm looking.
He
Okay.
flew off the edge.
I'm going to keep an eye on him in case that thing wants to shoot him back up. But after this. All right. A 1, a 4, and a 4 on the dragon die. So strength
9.
Yeah, that's going to be an 11.
I'm going to need a another dex roll here
Okay.
to keep your footing.
Okay.
Actually, no, I need a strength roll for you to keep your footing because homie's kind of heavy.
Okay. I've been advised to just read the whole number. $13.
All right, so you're not able to pull him up, but at the same time, you're able to brace yourself on the edge of the ship, and you're holding on to him as he's dangling over the acidic pool.
Gonna look over at the little
Magnus.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I can make it to there, and I can lend a hand.
All right, so go ahead and give me a strength roll. I'm going to say you're probably going to have to wrap your arms around Ross to pull him up
Okay,
because your arms aren't really long enough to reach the hero.
That's 18.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you grab him and you just begin to pull Ross back. Like your arms wrapping around his hips, you begin to pull him back, and with it, you're able to get the hero up onto the deck.
And suddenly my strength isn't my own.
All right. Hero is going to go over to the edge here. And kind of looks at his sword. He looks down at the black mass. He's like, really don't want to do this. And he takes it and he hurls the blade down into the ooze.
It's a ship. There's lots of rope.
And
I was like, bitch, I have spares.
and as soon as like his warden blade pierces into the ooze, it begins to like foam and fizzle as it slowly just begins to like seep away back into the ocean.
Yeah, you did have to. Let's just get the captain and get the hell out of here. We need to hightail it now.
We don't need the captain for that. And he kind of looks over to the helmsman and he just calls out full sail.
Well, I don't know how to sail.
And all the sails just unfurl completely as the ship begins to like jerks once again as the acidic goo is no longer attached to the ship.
So does it look like the immediate danger has passed?
Yes, it looks like the immediate danger for now has passed.
Okay. In that case, I am headed for that door and slamming it behind me.
Okay.
Now she wants to go below deck.
Ugh.
I could come back up if you want me to.
You can't hear us. Magnus, are you all right?
Damp. But I'm okay.
I'll
And how
clap
about you,
Magnus on the
Ross?
shoulder. I didn't get to cut anyone.
They explode.
Yeah, that wasn't pleasant.
Yeah. What was up with that? Ugh.
Similar to that thing Asthea does all the time.
Like the walking bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
They were literally I feel they were thrown up here as literally bombs.
Ugh. I've never seen darkspawn like that.
That's because it was created by a darkspawn.
Darkspawn are that intelligent.
No, that's gooey mass that was attacking the ship was a darkspawn.
This
That's
is why the
new.
water's bad.
I'm right there with you, Magnus. I don't even like it when we sail across. Ugh. All right, well, I say we keep going full speed for a while. I don't know how fast that thing can move in the water, so we just should keep going.
It won't be an issue anymore. That one, for at least, is dead.
Oh,
So what do we do about the next one we encounter?
Well, if I remember correctly, they are attracted to distress and negative emotion. Ross and I may have caused that one to show up when we angered Asthea.
I am Asthea. I'm just Themo all the time.
Let me stop you right there. She was already that way.
She's always that way.
Does she look a little pale to you?
Kind of like a sickly animal.
Hmm.
We were trying to
Probably withdrawal.
We were
Yeah.
trying to get her to go below deck.
Well, she's there now.
And he looks over, he's like, "Oh, thank the maker. I was wondering if we were going to have to knock her out. The crew does not trust her. The crew is afraid of her.
Oh, good.
There are
I mean,
there
they
are
have good
talks
sense.
there are talks that she is infected with the blight.
Ugh.
She's
She's infected with something. That's all right.
So if
Just
we can
not the
keep
blight.
her out of sight for a while until tensions blow over, it will be the best."
I mean, we could put her in a barrel in the hold.
No, we don't need.
Only if you
we
want
don't
to
need,
attract more of those.
We don't need to torture the poor girl. And right, Ross is right. If she has another tantrum, another one of those things can attack.
Oh, we are not giving in to her just so we can avoid a swimming darkspawn.
We
She's
did
not the princess.
We did not say bow to her wishes. We said,
No, but if we do
don't
whatever she
torture
wants just
her.
to make her happy,
Look, we may want to swallow our pride for now.
oh, no, you do not know the months I've endured.
You know, those things seem to follow her around everywhere we go.
Yes,
I'm
and
more
They
concerned
seem
how
to
she
pay
made it.
special attention to her.
I'm a little concerned about how she made it so cleanly out of the city.
Yes, why did she encounter anyone? There were darkspawn everywhere.
she seems like a resourceful enough girl. She probably took back roads and alleys.
We've tried ditching her a few times and she followed us like a puppy because she couldn't make it on her own. Trust me, she's not resourceful.
Maybe
She's needy.
Maybe she's more of a city person.
Oh, she is. Trust me, she is.
which would mean her survival instincts in an urban environment would be a little higher than they were than out in the wilderness.
In a
I
place
still
she's never been
refuse to believe
before.
that.
Yeah, in a place she's never been to before. Highly doubt that.
I'm just trying to point out all options.
Have you met her? I'm surprised the Darkspawn didn't come hunting her.
Why would they hunt her?
Have you met her?
I mean, yes, but why would they hunt her? Has she...
Magnus, can I have a word with you?
Has she done anything to be worthy of such wrath?
Other than her attitude.
Hold that thought.
Now remember, he doesn't know she caused the blight.
Yeah, we haven't told
Hold
him.
that thought.
Hold, please.
Yes.
I don't know if this is the cause of her pale look or what just happened or how she may have gotten through the city, but I do recall when we were getting on this ship and she was high off her red lyrium, I did shoot at her amulet and it did shatter, so I don't know if that maybe has an effect on her. But I don't
Probably.
know what if that's positive, negative. I'm not sure. That I would like to take it positive because that necklace I feel like was a beacon.
Yes, but assume that she got addicted to having it.
That's what I'm thinking. But I'm taking comfort in assuming it was a beacon for the archdemon.
Where are the pieces of it?
I honestly don't know. We were kind of in a rush to get away from the city, so it was on the ship. Knowing her, she may have scooped it up. Maybe some of it fell overboard or got shifted around in the scuffle, but...
You don't think she's mad enough to try to reforge it, do you?
I think so. I think the problem is for something that ancient, maybe she doesn't know how or doesn't have the materials to do it. But
You
I
think
wouldn't put it
that'll
past
stop
trying.
her from trying
Oh, no, not at all.
and maybe making it worse?
Here's the thing, though. If she does have the pieces, we would need to take them from her. And that will call upon her wrath, which, who cares, but...
Not if
What
she's
kind of-
unconscious.
That's also very true. That was one of my follow-ups. Because here's the thing. We both know that if we tell her that we're doing it to keep ourselves safe from the Darkspawn, she's going to take it as we're attacking her god that she apparently found just a few months ago. She found Jesus in her own way. But it also doesn't help us trying to get her home safe, which is what she wants. And if we all die out here at sea, well, then we all lose. But even if we try to explain that to her, she's not going to get it. So I feel like we either need to knock her out or maybe attempt to tell her that. She won't listen, but then maybe that's when we can knock her out.
Well, we can lead with it.
At least we can
How
try
far
to be
away-
honest.
How far away did you two walk?
I probably moved her way back, oh, come over here to the front of the ship, please, or back.
We're doing the walk and talk as it's just sort
Yeah.
of down the back of the ship. It's like,
And as they're doing that, he Linus looks over to Ross. Are they always so secretive?
One moment.
the appropriate answer is yes.
I'm gonna walk over to them.
Mhm.
Your little powwows without me aside. All the cards on the table, or I do it for you.
Well,
Does he know the details of the necklace? I don't think he does.
I know that you have told me that Asthea started the blight. I know that you've told me that she's the key to ending it.
no. I also mentioned to you about the box to take away the amulet
Hmm.
before she.
Do we still have that box?
No,
Oh.
We were going to get the blacksmith to make one.
Oh,
That ended
that's
so well.
right.
Because a certain someone did a certain something to a certain blacksmith.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you really want to tell him Asthea started the blight? I mean,
Considering they're the ones who know how to actually stop it, and not some random fancy that I've seen no evidence to for her being the ability to stop this blight.
true. Maybe he will have an idea. I mean,
Yes.
worst that
However,
happens is she ends up knocked out, tied up, and stuffed in a corner.
I don't mean to be rude, but this was kind of an A-B conversation.
Wow.
No.
Saying.
What's
So,
your point?
While this conversation is going on, Asthea, after you slammed the door and you went up below deck, where are you going?
Is it like stairs that lead down?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
short flight of stairs that lead down and then into the below deck landing. And either side of you, as you're walking under deck, you can tell that like you're within like the quarters area of the ship. And as you're
Okay.
walking along,
Well, first I'm going to stop as soon as the door is closed and sit down on the stairs for 2 minutes and 6 seconds, casting my spell wisp and my rock armor and then a heal spell, all of which I've been rolling for as the conversation
Okay.
was happening. So thankfully I didn't fail any of them because I would have had to interrupt that conversation real quick.
and the
That
ship
would have
is
not been a
closed.
good interruption.
So once those are up and I've done my heal, which almost got me back to max, I continue down the steps.
And like as soon as you're done with that, you begin to continue down the steps. You begin to hear a harp coming from a little bit down the hallway, emanating from one of the farther rooms to the right.
Well, I have to go check that out.
And as you begin to get closer to this room, you begin to smell a very familiar fragrance of a certain brand of Tevinter perfume.
I am going to proceed a little quieter than before.
Okay.
I don't. I want to see whatever this is before it sees me.
Okay. And you come to the outside of a door, or outside one of the doors, and the scent of the perfume is rather strong, and the harp on the other side of the door, it's like if you were to open it up, you'd almost come face to face with whoever was playing it. No, Azern, it's not Jazzy.
Okay. Since it's probable that whoever or whatever is on the other side of this door is going to see me as soon as the door is opened, I will just stand right in the middle of the doorway and swing it open.
And as you swing it open, you're kind of like in shock, because as you throw it open, you're standing in your room in Tevinter, or you're looking into your room in your family's mansion in the main city of the Imperium. The sunlight beaming in from or behind some blinds overlooking your palisade.
Mm.
And
Keeping my footing on the ship side of the threshold of the door, I'm going to kind of lean in and look around and look for any movement or any people.
And as you look in, you can see that there are a couple elves in the room, one of them playing the harp. Though this isn't something that you would consider odd, as your family does keep a couple elves in servitude.
Do any of them look over at me?
They don't make any eye contact with you, but they do seem to. The one playing the heart seems to straighten up a little bit more as you come into view. And as you're looking around, you can hear a clink of a glass and then like a pouring of a liquid off to the side a bit. And they're dressed in very flowing and loose Tevinter robes is a raven-haired woman.
Do I recognize her?
You don't recognize her, but when she looks at you, she kind of gives you a soft smile, and just for a brief moment, her eyes sort of flash like a very violet color. And she looks back down. She finishes pouring 2 drinks, and then she walks over and she goes to hand you one of them. Well, now, dear, don't be like a little miscreant cat. Come on in.
How is this possible?
You're a mage. You tell me.
Can I do an arcane lore check to see if I can tell them?
She kind of just gives you a very coy smile when she says it. You could tell she's being a smartass.
Can I still do the check to see if I could figure it out?
Sure.
Okay, that's good. 8, 9, 18.
She's bending the veil right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
She's like, dear, you look worse than what a cat would drag in after a hunt. What is wrong? Please.
Where
she kind of
start?
like escorts you in, kind of like putting her hand like on the small of your back, the small of your back, and pushing you into the room as she shuts the door.
Let me see if I'm gonna resist that at all. I'm gonna do a willpower roll here. Okay, well, my willpower is really good. My dice say not so much. So yeah, there's gonna be no resistance as she kind of ushers me
and
in.
as she ushers you in, she hands you a glass of the Tevinter wine, and she looks over to the elf playing. She kind of just like motions her hand. She's like, you can leave. And the elf stands and bows really low and walks out a side door. Now, tell me, what troubles you? You look worse than the last time we met.
The last time we met.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. She kind of like, for a moment, like the little facade she has kind of like peels away from her face, and you can see it's the same desire demon that was trying to help you back at the caravan.
I had her name written down here
And
somewhere, but I
Are
can't
my
find
spidey
it.
senses tingling?
Goes back to the just being the brunette woman.
As soon as she shows me that and then goes back, I'm gonna give her a big hug and kind of like rest my head on her shoulder. It's been trying since the last time we met. Much has been taken from me, and much abuse given back.
And she kind of wraps her arm around her. She like with her free hand, she just begins to like run it through your hair and just like slowly stroking the back of your head. You poor dear, you don't deserve any of this. To be mistreated by such lower ranking individuals.
I would have agreed with you not that long ago, but this seems to be the case no matter where I am, whether it's them or my father or people I thought friends. It all seems to end the same way.
Doesn't it always?
How do I stop it?
Assert yourself. Do like the brutes do. assert your dominance. Flex those muscles if you need to. If you need to put one of them down, so be it. They need to understand who is really in charge.
But wouldn't they all just turn on me? Should I do that? They
might,
all, every one of them, every time I turn around, they're there threatening me.
But they've never carried out on those threats. Remember, you're the key. Without you, their little plan to stop this blight goes kaput.
I don't trust the Canary. If I act against either of the others, he's sure to lose it.
Who would ever be so blind to trust the Oxmen? Your people had it right to mistrust them and to use them for their brute strength. They are nothing but beasts of burden.
I don't disagree, but when you're faced against one head on, it gives you second thoughts at times. Although, he seemed quite panicked when he was inflicted by the walking bomb before I saved him. Perhaps I can use that again.
Maybe. You can definitely inflict some fear into that one.
Perhaps the mere threat of it will be enough.
But something else is bugging you. I can see it.
Yes, there is something else. She's going to reach into her pocket and pull out the pieces of the amulet.
She kind of gives a very sympathetic look.
You understand, then, what it was?
Yes, I do. Not to mention I had the word and I lost it.
It happens.
The personal value that it was for you.
It was
I
my
can fix
salvation. You can fix it.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's a trivial task for someone of my stature.
Was it the amulet itself that allowed me that connection, or was that simply magic that was put on it?
No, it's the amulet, dear. It's a blessed item. An item connecting you directly to your goddess.
Is there any way for me to hide it once it's been fixed? If they see me with it again, I fear they will not hesitate to take it from me.
She smiles and, do you normally hide your hands?
I do not.
And she smiles. She's like, I know just the thing. May I have the pieces?
Of course. I'll hand them over.
And she's like, she takes it and she just waves her hand over it as the pieces begin to rise up and begin to like twirl and spiral around one another. You've recently gotten a tattoo, correct?
I have.
Good. Now, I'm going to need you to do something as well.
Of course, whatever you need.
She reaches into the robes. She pulls out a small stone. when you get back into when you're back on the ship with those vile creatures, I need you to hide this somewhere.
Somewhere where no one will find it.
That would be the best. Now, do not worry. It will not affect you. But let's just say others are not. The futures of others are in danger.
I will place it somewhere safe the moment I'm back on the ship.
If all goes according to plan, within a week they'll all be bending the knee to you.
As many of them should.
And as she says that, she hands you the stone, and then she presses her hand, slamming the amulet into your tattoo.
God, that's still a little raw.
As
we just got those the other day.
Yeah, as it slowly begins to fuse into it. And now hidden within the artwork itself is the I need to find that dragon's name again.
Razikale.
Yeah, it is the emblem of Razikale now hidden inside the artwork of your tattoo. And as soon as that happens, you begin to feel that warm embrace again.
The color immediately kind of starts to return to her skin, and that droopy, sad expression she's been wearing lifts.
It's like, I wish we could stay longer, dear, but the more that the fade is torn around here, the more that elf is going to get suspicious.
You're right. You've done so much for me already. I hope that we will see each other again soon.
Oh, we will, dear. We will. She kind of gives you another soft hug, and she kisses you on the forehead.
And I return the hug and everything, and kind of down the rest of the drink that was in the glass that she handed to me.
And as soon as that last drop of liquid passes through your lips, there's a flash, and now you're standing in the middle of your basic cabin room of of the ship. When that happens, as all that is happening, Valenta, you get a sudden rush through you that you've only had before when you've stepped into the veil to have a conversation with your handler. But it's ever so brief.
Can I tell, like, is it just a general pulse, or can I tell, like, what direction it came from?
It's just a general pulse. It's like just a chill runs down your spine for a brief moment while you're in conversation with Ross and Magnus about what to do with Estia.
Something doesn't feel right. I'll be back. And I'm going to go downstairs to look for Estia.
All right, what are Magnus and Ross doing?
That never ends well. Well, we wait until Valentha gets back, and then we possibly see if the hero of Ferelden has ideas on the best way to deal with this.
I'm going to go keep an eye on what happens. And I'll move to follow Valenta.
You don't know what I'm doing!
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I'm keeping an eye on what happens.
Magnus is going to stay above deck.
And as you stay above deck, Linus walks on over to you. Is there any reason for the secrets?
We have to keep Asthea alive, right?
Was that never an option? Why wouldn't we keep her alive?
I feel like I asked this too often. Have you met her?
Yes. The way the three of you talk about her, it's almost as if you want her dead.
Her burden of keeping her alive was thrust upon us unwillingly.
Who thrust such a burden on you? And why is it a burden?
That is a conversation you will need to have with Valenta.
I see. Well, is there any insight you can give me into this whole ordeal?
Something about stopping the blight, and Asthea needs to be alive to do it.
So she's a key.
She's a key, and she is determined to do everything in her power to make it as difficult as possible.
I've never met a Tevinter that wasn't at least a bit difficult.
What concerns me is if you can find the amulet that she has, or the pieces thereof, that ties her to that dragon.
As you kind of see a look of confusion on his face. What do you mean it ties her to the dragon? Are you saying she's in service to the archdemon?
It knows where she is as long as she has the amulet. We've already tried to take it away once.
And he kind of, when you say that, he kind of furrows his brow. Excuse me, I must go below deck.
Magnus is going to go below deck and sit on the stairs then.
All right, so before we find out what happens below deck, let's go ahead and take a second break for the night as we kind of overshot the second one.
Everyone's copying me.
I mean, well, you kind of have the right idea.
Yeah.
So stick with us, guys. We'll be back in a quick 5 minutes.
This is where we kill Asthea. This is where it happens.
All right, we are back. Zorro, is that eggnog?
Although I do need to get eggnog. I totally forgot to get that yesterday. No, it's Kahlua.
Oh, okay.
That reminds me, I'm putting that on my shopping list.
Yeah, why didn't we get that yesterday when we went grocery shopping? The hell.
You didn't put it on the list.
Well,
I went to Rite Aid today to pick up my insulin. I walked by a lady who like smelled like eggnog. So I don't know if like she like drank way too much of it or like she spilt it on herself or what, but it was weird.
I don't think there's such a thing as drinking too much eggnog.
I was just gonna say
there is if
right
you're diabetic.
There with Fox. Oh,
okay, that's fair.
Sad. That just makes me sad.
There are exceptions, but generally, no such thing.
If you don't have any health issues, there's no such thing.
Yeah,
if you don't have any health issues and you drink too much eggnog, you may develop health issues.
No such thing.
Can we just not drink it and just stay with that?
Whoa! Don't be a hater. It's okay. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and I understand that.
So, seems like everyone's heading downstairs. Well, Antha, you're first.
Everyone's following me. I don't like this.
I want to say,
you don't like this. I don't like this.
Roz was initially intending to do.
Everyone's stalking me. Why
But
don't
No,
now
it's
he's
just
doing
that
it.
every time you have one of those one moment, something weird's going on, I end up having to put Astia unconscious.
And I end up having to clean up the mess.
In my defense, my hold on a moments are nowhere near as bad as Astia's hold on a moments.
Astia doesn't have hold on a moment. Astia has,
That's true.
oh, look what's happened.
Here, hold my red lyrium.
Yeah, hold my red lyrium.
Hold my lyrium.
So, yes.
Gotta learn today. Hold my lyrium.
So yes, I am going to look for her.
Okay. Give me a search roll.
Yeah, baby. I can do that. Let's see
Start
here.
the hunt
Oh,
for
no,
the wild Astia.
I think I found her. Let's see. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Triple souls.
You kind of hear the murmurings of her voice as you're walking down the hall, and you come to one of the final doors before it kind of banks off to the left. But you're not able to hear everything that she says or anything she says. You can just hear her muffled voice.
Is the door locked. Try to like test the handle very gently.
For a brief moment, it looks like the door is sealed, but as you begin to like shake it, it just swings open without an issue. And Astia's standing there in the middle of her room. Color now returned to her face.
You look better.
Apparently, I just needed to get a little anger out.
Well, can't blame me for wanting to get all that frustration out. Every girl needs an outlet.
That is true.
So apparently, that goo, whatever it was a aquatic dark spawn that is attracted to negative emotions.
Well, there's plenty of those to go around here, isn't there?
There is. Can't help but think it was towards you in that moment, but I was just letting you know that this goes for me as well. Don't think I'm picking on you, but maybe at least until we get off the sea, we try to keep our negative emotions in check at least, just so we don't attract more, and I don't know how much more there are. Don't want to be overwhelmed.
I will try to keep myself in check, but I make no promises should people begin to threaten me again when I simply wished to sit there out of the way and be left alone.
Yes, I did hear about that. I think obviously we know what is going on, but they simply thought you were suffering from the blight, and if you turn, which we know you're not, but if you turn, they have a chance of becoming a darkspawn, and when you're out at sea, they become paranoid. You saw how helpful and useful they were during the fight, so
Yes.
forgive their fear, but I suppose next time maybe just be alone in a room. That way they don't rise up against you, if you know what I mean.
I understand, and perhaps I could have done a better job of explaining myself, but in that moment I rather required the fresh air.
Well, again, I don't blame you. Had a very frustrating, I was going to say 24 hours, but I'm sure it's been longer than that.
A very frustrating since we met each other.
Yes. Yes. Well. And I'm going to take a moment just to look at her and glance to see if she just looks suspicious to me.
Does she always?
She looks...
Well, yes, but I mean, like, because all of a sudden you're happy, and I'm like, her color's back.
Yeah, go ahead and, what can we do here?
I don't know what this would be.
It'd be like the equivalent of an insight check. I'd say empathy.
Empathy is communication?
Nope. Empathy.
I don't have my chart out.
Is I just saw it. Perception.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Okay.
By the way, since I've seen that the conversation is civil, I'm turning back around and going back above deck.
And as soon as you turn around, you make your way down the hall a bit. Down comes the hero. Down comes the hero Ferelni, kind of with a furrowed brow and kind of a stomp in his step. Magnus following a little bit afterwards. What did you roll?
15.
15? Seems like Asthea.
That can mean so many things.
That's so true. That doesn't make me feel any better, but yeah.
Are you in the room right now, or are you standing in the doorway?
I'm standing in the doorway.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do for you, Valenta?
No, I just wanted to let you know what the situation was.
Well, since you're down here anyway, would you mind sitting down for a moment?
All right. I will sit down. Is there like a chair or a bed?
There's a bed and like a little stool.
Okay, I'll sit on the stool.
When she enters the room, I'm going to walk over the door and close it behind her.
Oh, that's unsettling.
Does it have a lock from the inside?
It doesn't really.
Okay.
I mean, these are the crew's quarters, so there's no reason why any of them need to be locked.
That's fair. Okay. I'll just close the door and sit down on the edge of the bed, I guess. I've been thinking about things between you and I.
Mm-hmm.
One particular moment continues to stand out for me. After the incident at the bathhouse, you saw me back to my room at the inn, made sure I was safe.
Mm-hmm.
I think perhaps I've ignored that for too long and should... I apologize, this is very difficult for me. Extend the same compassion towards you.
What do you mean?
Do you recall that man that you had an argument with at the eatery back in the city when I was sitting at the table with that woman?
Oh. Sure, we'll call him a man. Yes, I remember. What of him?
Well, that wasn't the only time that I saw him. See, as we were getting ready to leave, we ran into each other again.
And as you say that, the door flies open.
Excuse me, private conversation.
What the fuck, people?
The Linus comes in. He just grabs Estia by like the collar and just like slams her up against the wall.
What? Hand me, you brute.
A little unnecessary. What is going on?
You failed to mention she is in communication with that dragon.
God damn it, Ross.
I'm going to place my hand on his, like the side of his stomach. Not doing anything, just placing it there so he knows that, you know, this is a two-way thing right now.
We gave you the information you need to know as far as that she is the key to helping us end the blight. Everything else did not seem like it was necessary at the time.
He kind of, his head just like quickly jerks over to you and he's like, you didn't think that telling me that this mage, this Tavinter mage, was in connection, in contact, to the point to where it knows where she is with the archdemon.
Now, that is an assumption we have. We have no proof. We just assume that's what the necklace is. We have not been able to prove it otherwise because we haven't been able to get rid of the thing.
Yes, and now it's been destroyed, hasn't it?
But the pieces may still work. I don't know, to be completely honest. But if the pieces are still together, or the pieces are shattered or together, maybe you can still track her.
The pieces?
You're asking us as though we should know.
The last I saw, you were coddling them.
Yes, and then we were rudely interrupted by those darkspawn, weren't we? So perhaps you should be looking on the top deck instead of down here harassing me.
You had them. I doubt you would let them go so easily.
You're right, I wouldn't. But if you recall, I was thrown overboard not once, but twice.
You can go ahead and give me a communication focus on this for persuasion.
What even is my community? Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Does anyone have good communication? Just checking.
I have like middle of the road communication,
Okay.
but I
That's great
rolled.
communication stats.
I
shit!
rolled really shitty.
No.
I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3
Oh shit!
for a total of 8.
And he kind of growls and he kind of lets you off the wall for a bit and slams you back into it.
Okay, you know what? If it makes you feel any better, because I'm curious as well. If she lost it, then I, in a way, am glad for it. But why not just let him search you then?
Why
Just
should
to
I
make
after
sure
what
it's
he's
gone.
just done?
He kind of looks over at you. No. And he lets you go. You search her.
You're gonna sit here and watch.
No. I'm going to get the blade.
The blade. What's blade?
A blade.
Oh. Oh, right. I mean, if you want me to search her, I
And
think
he
it'd
just
be better to
turns
do it
and
in
he
private.
leaves. And he slams the door behind him.
In my defense, I didn't tell him that.
That was quite rude, wasn't it?
I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit excessive, although I do understand his anger, but at the same time, yes, a bit excessive. Well, if you truly lost it, then just let us satisfy him by searching you, and he'll be on his way. He won't be bothered by you anymore.
Well,
And vice versa.
yes, I believe he requested you search me, didn't he?
Well, I don't know about you, but I was hoping he'd ask me because I don't want a man searching me. Well, I don't want a girl searching me either, but
Really? That's too bad. So, why don't you go ahead then? Here's my bag.
well, I'll start with the bag. Now go ahead and I'll start searching through the bag.
And in the bag, you find pretty much the same stuff that you did last time you searched the bag.
No red powder in a baggie.
There's, the only extra things in there would be a blue dress, the signet coin that has the crest of Denerim on it, that we're all given one of those, I think.
Yeah.
There is the pouch of red dust, which is inert at this point. It's literally just dust.
Yeah.
There's a finely tailored outfit and a compass. Oh, and the arrow that you shot into my shoulder.
Like the whole arrow or part
The
of it?
whole arrow.
Oh, okay. I'll take that back. Okay. I'll just leave it. I'll ignore it. All right. You're clear here. Come on, off with the clothes.
I'm sorry, what? I thought you were just going to search my pockets.
No, that's why I wanted him to leave. You don't think that I'm dumb enough to think someone doesn't hide something on them? Do you know how many things are hidden on me right now?
No, I don't.
So, off with the clothes.
Is this really necessary?
It will satisfy him. Unless you want him to do it.
Can't you just tell him you did it?
If it helps you, I've seen you naked before.
Yeah,
nothing
you know,
new.
that doesn't really help, no.
Does this have to do with your scars? Are you self-conscious about them?
Fine, I'll do it.
You didn't answer my question.
She deliberately didn't answer your question. She takes off her belt, which housed a dagger and the sword that the queen took out of the hidden compartment in the wall that Esthea picked up after. She never gave that back.
Was I there for that? I can't remember.
I don't remember if you were there for that. either.
I'll just be like, oh, cool, nice.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's on her belt there, and she'll take off her gauntlets and place them neatly on the side of the bed. And you can see she does have that ring on, that Magister ring, but that wasn't hidden. You saw her put that on, and she hasn't been trying to hide it or anything like that.
So Volantha will first search the clothes, just make sure there's nothing in them, turn any pockets or crevices inside out, just to do a very thorough check.
There's some gold in there. There's another pouch of inert dust. There's some stones. Nothing really out of the ordinary.
I would like to sleight of hand the gold. I'm kidding. I'm not
Wouldn't
that
be
bad.
the first time you've stolen my gold.
No.
And she slowly begins to take off her clothes, keeping her front facing Valenta.
Okay. And I will go ahead and I will start patting her body. All right, now bend over.
Give me a perception roll.
Just straight up perception?
Straight up perception.
Ooh, okay. 9, 30, 40, 15, 16?
16. And you see the tattoo. That's about it.
Which I'm aware of.
You do see the little dragon sigil in there, but you never really saw Estia get the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
So it just looks like the tattoo.
I saw at the very beginning where she was like, yeah, have that done to your face. Right on the bones. All right. And I'll just kind of take a moment real quick to observe her back one more time, just kind of taking it in. And then I'll go ahead and I'll pat her on the shoulder and be like, all right, you're done.
Are you kind of lingering a bit when you're behind her?
No, it's more of while I'm kind of searching you, I just kind of just linger a bit on it for a moment, and then
you probably notice the tips of her ears going a bit red.
All right.
She's embarrassed.
It's all right, and she'll pat you on the shoulder. All right, you can go get dressed.
I am going to do exactly that. Quickly put my clothing back on and start to put my gauntlets on and put my belt and stuff back on.
And as soon as she's done, I'll be like, oh, Mr. Hero, you can come back in now. I know you're probably out there.
Nothing. Magnus, while this is going on, you see the hero begin to angrily stomp down the hallway. And give
Towards anything specific.
back towards you, but it looks like he's he's just walking back towards you. His you could see his face is a little bit red with anger and his hands are clenched. And he gets about halfway down the hallway and then just falls. And he's not moving.
I go over, and I'm assuming he's face down on the floor at this point.
Oh, yeah.
We're rolling him over.
Okay. When you roll him over, he seems to be unconscious, but he also seems to be in a fever sweat.
Slightly tap him on the cheek a couple times. This is no time for a nap. Come on.
No response.
Well, this is inconvenient. Do I know if one of the rooms is his?
You know one of the rooms is, but you don't know which one.
Oh, hell. Okay, you know what? The one that my armor's in, the one I was staying in, yeah. I'm hoisting him up and throwing him on the bed in there temporarily.
Okay.
Oh, fresh hell. Ross.
What did we determine I was doing?
Tiptoeing back away after you heard the conversation was civil.
I mean, it wasn't totally tiptoeing, but yes, like not trying to be obvious about it at the same time. But I feel like I would have, instead of going up to the upper deck when I saw the hero stomping down, like, oh, this is going to escalate, stuck around at least in the background to see where things went. So yeah, okay, I'm right there. I help.
Oh, I can easily move him. That's not the problem. Can you watch him for a moment? Well, I might go mangle a mage. I haven't decided if I'm going to yet. I'll decide that when I get there.
Okay. You can probably tell Ross is a little frustrated for various reasons at this point.
And Magnus walks back down the hallway and knocks on the door with the hilt of the axe.
I told you can come in.
Magnus opens the door.
Oh. I thought you were the hero.
I might kill her.
What? What? Why now?
What did I
Aside
do
from
now?
the hero Ferelden just collapsing in the hallway, unconscious.
What? I look back at Esthea.
I don't know what you did.
Walking bomb him.
But I might just kill you.
If I did, he would have exploded. You were here, you were watching the whole time. I did nothing. Maybe he got himself too worked up.
How does he look upstairs?
He didn't make it upstairs. He collapsed halfway down the hallway.
Oh.
He's currently laying on the bed in my room.
Oh, don't tell me. No, he's Grey Warden. He's not prone to the blight like that, so seasickness? Let's have a look. Let's see. In her defense, I was here the whole time, so unless she did something without my knowing, we can cross that bridge when we get to it. But as far as I can tell, he was angry at her and walked out. He was healthy when he left. Or so he looked.
You see, I did nothing to him, Magnus.
Well, I also don't know if you did anything in secret without me knowing, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now.
And the outside of the doors, what kind of handles do they have on them?
Just like the little ring handles.
Ring handles? Great. The moment we leave the room, I'm taking one of my little throwing axes, hooking it through the loop, and driving it into the door frame with one of the other ones, using the back of one axe as a hammer. They don't have locks, but she's not going anywhere.
Is this really necessary, Magnus?
Magnus just looks at her, closes the door.
Where am I going to go? It's a ship. We're in the middle of the sea.
Magnus is not answering. He's just walking away.
And Magnus, as you begin to walk away, A couple crew members pass you. And about 2 steps afterwards, you just hear 2 thuds as they both collapse to the ground.
Turn around, look at them.
Completely unconscious.
Magnus, you don't have to throw fits out here.
No, that was just 2 more of the crew collapsing on the floor in the middle of the hallway, roughly in about the same spot.
What? And I'll go and investigate. You're kidding. What?
Does it look like I'm making this up?
Poor choice of words. I know you don't do that, but what is... Did that darkspawn do something else to this ship? Should we investigate the side? If that Ica did something, I'm gonna go take a look, and I'll go topside.
All right. And as you go topside, you see another 5 crew members unconscious on top deck,
Dropping like flies!
including the helmsman.
Oh, great. I don't want to manage a ship by myself. You know what? I want to inspect one of the bodies.
Okay.
Do they feel hot or cold to the touch?
They feel like they've got a fever.
Are they sweating at all?
Yes.
Is this anything I may have seen or heard about before?
Not really. It doesn't look like blight sickness.
Does it look like something worse than just having like the common cold?
It looks like they're fighting. It looks like they've got a fever.
Magnus is going to go unhook the door and get Astia out again.
Did you change your mind?
It's not totally your fault. Yet.
Sorry, could you say that first part one more time?
It's not totally your fault yet.
I'll take what I can get. So what's going on?
You have some knowledge of healing, correct?
I do.
Work with me without argument for a few minutes.
Show me what I can do for you, Magnus.
Point to the 2 laying in the hall on the floor as we walk out. Point to the hero Ferelden through the doors we're walking by and start walking above deck. Just assuming that everything's gone to hell.
I will be close behind.
Yep. And as you walk up topside, more people face down.
Astia, ask this as nicely as possible. Do something.
I'm gonna go check on the captain real quick.
I was just going to suggest that.
In the meantime, there's no one at the helm, is there?
Well, the helmsman's face down on the wheel, so the wheel's kind of
Stable?
stationary at the moment.
Magnus is going to go tend to that problem.
Okay. So you just slide the helmsman down and just let him thud to the ground as you take the wheel.
Well, kind of gently grab the front of his shirt and ease him onto the floor. I don't need him braining himself on the way down. Oh, I didn't ever want a ship. This isn't something I wanted.
So, can I take a second to do a check on one of these bodies? I assume it would probably be a healing check if I'm using medicinal knowledge.
Yes.
Which falls under cunning, I believe. Cunning, yeah. It's +3. Yeah, it's all right. 13.
You can tell they have a really bad fever.
Okay. And it seems all of them are suffering from the same thing.
Yep, all of them have the same symptoms so far: unconscious and sweating profusely.
Okay.
I have my my scarf up, by the way, covering my mouth and
Like
nose.
face mask wise.
Yeah. And I want to inspect the captain's quarters.
Door's still jammed.
Well, if I remember, it's I did some damage to it. So actually, you know what? I will pick the lock. I will do this my people's way.
There is no lock. It feels like it's like locked, kind of like there's a wood plank across the door frame.
I'll attempt to do it by myself. See what I can do. Oh, stump points. 10, 11, 12, 13. 16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
You break through the door.
Yeah! With my stump point, I want to do it in style.
The captain is not there.
Balls!
The captain's quarters are completely empty. No bed, no decoration, no nothing. From the looks of it, there's just nothing but cobweb and probably about an inch of dust over the entire room. This room hasn't been used for months.
Oh, Magnus.
Kind of busy, steering a ship.
Yeah, well, there's no captain. I don't think there ever was a captain. In fact, it's quite dusty in here. There's been no captain.
Wasn't there someone guarding the door saying the captain was sleeping?
That was my thoughts exactly. I am looking for him, and if he's unconscious, I will beat him.
He's nowhere to be found.
That bastard. He thinks he wasn't real. Or what he said he was.
I'm going to keep glancing down at the guy on the ground next to me. Does he look like he's getting worse progressively?
Not really. At the moment, it just looks like he's suffering from a horrible fever.
Do a slow turn to look at Asthea.
At this point, I probably stand up from checking the body that I was looking at.
I look over. Asthea, please tell me you have some good news.
Well, it seems they're all suffering from the same sickness, whatever it is.
At the exact same time.
Some sort of fever. I'm going to go check the mess area or wherever the kitchen is, see if I can find any rotten food or drink that may have caused this.
Here's the thing, though. You were gone for a certain amount of time, and I know you're a pathological liar. I know this about you, so probably whatever you say, I won't believe anyway. However, I have to ask. The brief moment you were gone. Or maybe it was before we boarded this ship. Did you talk to any demons that could have potentially caused this?
Not since we were all trapped in the castle.
Of course I need to insight this. The way Dragon Age insights this. Which is, oh god, I just, perception?
No. Empathy.
I know that, but I don't remember what empathy is.
Empathy is under perception.
It's under perception.
It is? Okay. So.
And this would be against a deception roll from Asthea, which is communication.
Okay.
10, 11, 12, 16.
That is, what is my communication? +2, 15.
Oh, shit, I just beat you.
By how much?
All right, 16.
So
And I got 15.
You can't put your finger on it, but it seems like she may be hiding something. It's not really strong, but it's kind of like that generic distrust that you have always had of Estia.
Mm-hmm. Again, I don't know why I asked when I already know that you're probably going to lie to me anyway, but if there isn't a way you can get one of your demon friends to unfix this, that would be lovely. Otherwise, you're helping us with this ship.
Yes, well, I was just offering to go investigate the source of this, was I not?
I meant if we have to man this ship ourselves after we figure whatever is going on out.
Well, certainly, we can't just go adrift.
Please tell me the sails are still
Yeah,
unfurled.
the sails,
Okay,
the
that's
sails
really
are
good.
unchanged.
Oh, is there any semblance of compass or anything on deck?
Mm-hmm. Right next to the wheel.
Are we still going in the right direction?
Wheel spinning. Like rapidly.
Valentha?
And then as you're steering, the wheel locks.
Come here. Now.
Oh no, what's happening? I'll go over there.
I tap the compass that's sitting there.
And it's just going around in circles.
We need to get off this ship.
Into what?
I don't know. We need to pick north or south.
Which way is that right now? Point to the compass.
My people travel this way, so I'm going to try to discern direction from the sun.
Give me navigation.
The fuck is navigation?
Cunning.
We're all gonna die.
It's cunning.
Cunning? Okay. My cunning is okay. Oh, okay. And I got stuck point. 10, 11, 12. 13,
Math.
14, 15. Math. Forgot what I was looking for. 15.
15. Give me a moment here.
And of course, as this is happening, I'm trying to shift the wheel back and forth.
And like it's just locked.
It's not supposed to do that.
Well, you're heading southeast.
Okay.
At the moment, if you were trying to go through the Amerthrine Ocean, you'd want to be going northeast.
Oh shit, we out there? Oh god. Oh,
So,
that's right, we left Denerim. That's right.
Can I has a real map?
Yep, I'm putting you guys on a map.
No, not Anderfels. That's not
Well,
helpful.
if
So
I look...
you're here. You should be going up this way. But right now, you're going this way.
Right back into the nopeness.
Okay, so if we have this there. If I am correct, we're going out in open water. Not the Waking Sea open water. We're going out in open water.
Of course we are.
We need to turn around somehow. Where's Ross?
Down with the hero for Eldon. I told him to keep an eye.
Okay.
It seemed like the smart thing to do.
It is, but I feel like we need all the help we can get to somehow get this rudder moving again. We're not
Magnus
too
is going to
terribly
play
far.
How Does a Boat Work?
And how does Magnus play it? How does the boat work?
This is a very good question. I mean, dwarves build things. How hard can this be? I mean, I know that there is a chain that connects.
trying to think of what one this would be. Probably
I'll- I
cunning
think it's cunning.
engineering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oof.
You know, it sails on water.
Yep.
It's a good
I
start.
know what I'm looking for, but I have no idea how it works, though.
And as you
Oh.
begin to make your wonderful descent southeast, that's where we're going to leave off for this week.
The fuck did this demon do?
Oh, you think it's the demon?
That's one theory. I think something's underneath us, guiding us.
Oh, it's going to be interesting when you find out what's going on.
Ross, jump in the ocean. What's underneath? Ah!
Just have him jump in the ocean at the back of the boat and then just manually move the rudder. Left and right.
Right? Can you pull
Oh.
like an Aquaman and just push the
Just
ship?
yeah, just keep stabbing with your knife, getting stunt points to push it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did C make the guest list this time?
Yes.
Oh.
Ah! Didn't roll as high as I wanted to.
That's not going to end
If I even
well.
failed that, I knew Esthea was lying. She's a pathological liar.
Rojan, you have pushed me to whiskey tonight.
Rojan, we were having a moment, me and Esthea. You
Yep,
went
and
and
then
pit us
I
against each other again.
And then I ruined it.
Oh,
This is why we can never be nice to each
This is
other.
why we try, and it's just nope. Not a soup for you.
No feels for you. The only feels is anger.
Yes. What are we, Sith?
I mean, maybe,
That's true.
but
I
yeah.
mean,
But yeah, so that is going to do it for us tonight. If this is your guys' first time here, hit that follow button. This isn't the only show that we do. Currently, we have two. God, I cannot get over the fact that I don't have my beard right now. That is bugging the hell out of me. We currently have two full-time episodes every Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, you have us here on Blood on the Gray. Tuesday is, I almost said Gibbering Mouthers, Destiny Forge, which is our homebrew 5th edition campaign, where we use the 5th edition books as well as the Cobalt Press books. And for the month of December, we have a 5th edition homebrew one-shot that HB Fox is DMing for us, where we are also giving away dice every Friday as well. We are giving a set away, giving away a set of Kraken dice every Friday throughout the one shot in December.
Happy December.
Yep, December. I want to say this is the right commands.
it's only the first one.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to bring up the other ones too.
Fair.
So that is everyone currently involved with either of our two games, or actually either any of our three games. Go shoot all of them a follow. They are amazing people. But before we sign out here, Shadowfox, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
Hi, I'm Shadowfox7471, and when I'm not being brutalized by the DM of this game, I'm being brutalized by the same DM in Tuesday game. So, actually, no, the Tuesday game is going a lot better for my character.
For now.
For now.
You
I'm
have a
waiting.
girlfriend now. That can be ripped away from you. Rojan's done it before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ask
Actually-
Azarin how that goes.
Actually, I'm kind of like, part of me is hoping for this. I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, I think, but I think there might be something else going on. But I think Rojan might go a different emotional trauma direction with that, but I'm not sure. We'll see how that all plays out.
I'll just turn all the emotional trauma to 11 and see what sticks.
Yeah, right. So anyways, Monday's here, Tuesday's here, and then on my own channel every once in a while I'll actually stream, and when I do, I'm streaming either God of War or Borderlands pre-sequel with a bunch of friends, and yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, also one shot with it. Wait, that way?
Yeah.
I can't tell which way the direction.
You were right the first time.
That way. Yeah. With HB Fox one shot on Fridays for the month of December.
Raven, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am Ravenslark. I am a Destiny streamer here on Twitch, apparently. That's literally all I do. Now, I'm live here on Monday, Tuesday with these wonderful people. Monday playing Magnus, Tuesday playing Tyrus. Magnus is so done with all of this. And then Friday, I am subjecting myself to, what was it this past week? Shambling Mound in HB Fox's game on Fridays, playing the absolutely adorable kitten Nazareth. And then Wednesday, Thursday, I'm on my own channel, usually doing Destiny 2. Saturday, is my one day off, and then Sunday I have RL stuff going on. So yeah, that's me. Also, hint, there's stuff being made.
I don't know what that was.
I know
I'll
exactly
tell
what
you
that
afterwards.
It's a secret, Rojan. Duh.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a secret to me too.
No, it's not.
It probably is. It probably
You
isn't.
knew-
I just
you know
forgot.
You know what it is once you
Look,
says it, you'll be like,
look,
oh right.
Yeah, my brain has just been going haywire. So
You sacrificed the beard. It's okay.
You did.
no, I didn't sacrifice the beard. The beard was murdered. The beard was murdered. It was just like my hand decided it was time to cause, my own emotional trauma to myself. That's what that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Zorro, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I am Zoro from E3. I haven't streamed in a couple months, which depresses me actually, but I am a variety caster when I do, / creative streamer, doing things like story-based games, RPGs, Final Fantasy 14, and Dead by Daylight. Otherwise, I do draw a lot of character art, such as the art for this channel and my own channel and several others, like Twitch emotes and badges and character art. I am also here for the 2 shows for Behold Roleplay, including the special 3rd show one shot on Fridays, playing the lovely Snowdrop, and all she ever wants is to make friends and have glitter and sunshine and rainbows.
There will be plenty of opportunity for friends.
Yay! And that's me.
HB Fox, who are you and what do you do on the internet?
I'm HB Fox, and I don't stream, so you can't find me on Twitch. But you can find me on Twitter talking about hyenas and Harry Potter. So that's a treat. You can also find me here on this channel every Monday and Tuesday, and for the month of December on Fridays as well, guiding a bunch of happy Christmas characters through a horror murder mystery. So that's going to be entertaining. You should definitely come by and check it out.
Hey now, we're not all happy Christmas characters.
One of them has enough happy and Christmas for the lot of you, so I'm just lumping you in together.
All right, you know what? Fair point.
Yeah, Snowdrop's.
I'm literally a sugar plum fairy. So.
Snowdrop's the one who begins to decorate things for Christmas in October.
She put glitter on the counter.
I did.
That's never going away now.
No, I blew it on the person, on the barkeep.
Yeah, and now he's covered in it. Tried to clean it up. It's still there. He's gonna find some glitter in his eyebrows a month from now.
Yep.
We're just going to need some rough grit sandpaper, and we're going to have to revarnish. Like, it's a
I
thing.
did warn that I was leaving a piece of me behind forever.
So if Snowdrop dies, she has to explode like a glitter pinata.
Oh, can candy and glitter come out of me? Can I just be like Kesha and just glitter everywhere?
Yes.
I mean, that depends on how you die, if you die, but also how you die.
If anything, if we continue on with the fad, this character of mine will die. Because
True.
They die in every other game that I play in, save for Toka. Toka's the only one who's lived.
And if it's like most of the other games, your character will die next session, because that's session 2.
And normally would buy a house falling on them. So
Yeah.
I've actually been expecting a couple of my characters to die, but something always like just
give it time. You're in the right game group for that.
Oh, I'm sure I am.
But I am Rojan Quest. You can catch me here Mondays and Tuesdays DMing for these masochists, and then subjecting myself to some masochism at the hands of HB Fox, where I am playing the a lovable Warforged who goes by the name of Forge. I know, creative, right? And when I'm not on this channel, I'm normally streaming every Wednesday through Sunday on my own channel, where I play a variety of games, currently going through a Dragon Quest XI playthrough, as well as whatever else I can get my hands on. But yeah, so that is us, guys. We are gonna head out for tonight, but we will catch you guys tomorrow for what's probably gonna be a very bloody episode of Destiny Forged, depending on what Tickles decides to do.
How did we end last week? I don't even remember.
Scarlet.
Oh God.
Scarlett Johansson showed up.
Oh God. Can we just leave?
And
Leave
there's only
Tickles
3
behind?
of us there.
Rojan, I swear,
No,
if
4 of
we
us.
have
There's
to
4 of
kill
us.
the entire town just because Tickles had a whimsy.
Well, I don't know. Ash might be going rogue. I don't know.
Because she's not a captain.
This is a long-standing feud.
Because I'm not a captain!
No, I actually do understand this is a long-standing feud. I hope that
And
we
Molly
can-
is clueless. Yep.
hope
Yep.
that,
But that's going to
we
do
can
it for
find
us
something
tonight,
to do
guys.
with this.
Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a good night and a good start of your day tomorrow.